Hi folks, it's Mike again with MBFX, and in these next two videos we're going to go through an overview of how the system works, what to look for when a trade setup and entry appears, what information we're now providing you to help you determine whether the trade is a good entry or a bad entry, and then some of the new features. And then in the next video after this one, we'll actually go into how to turn on and off and adjust some of those new features to fit your trading style. So without further ado, let's get going. So MBFX system is based on identifying high probability turns in the markets. It works on any time frame, and it works on any pair, any Forex pair that you like to trade. So what in general happens is the belief is when we get to any of these extremes, like these green bars would indicate an oversold scenario, or these green lines. These red lines or red waves would indicate an overbought scenario. And that's an indication that the market should, in some time, turn and reverse, and when it reverses, we believe that it'll head towards the mean or the average, the middle of these waves. So again, it hits an extreme, oversold, we're expecting a reversal or a buy indication. If it hits the extremes up here in the red, we believe it's overbought and that it should reverse and go in the other direction, and it would present us with a sell. Now, how do we know this with the new system? Well, with the new system, when we get oversold or overbought, a yellow setup indicator will show up. Again, the yellow is what I would call a setup. Now, what that means is that we are oversold or overbought, but it is just an indication that we're ready and could see a turn in the market, but it doesn't mean there is one imminent. As we know in the past, or as we know with any trading, that we can get another lower low and another lower low and a huge trending market. We see this a lot. So what would happen with MBFX, the new version 3? You're going to get one yellow dot, then another yellow dot, and another yellow dot, and another yellow dot until we get a reversal bar like we did in this case. If we get a reversal bar showing us that it's safe to enter, we're going to get a green dot. So again, two new indicators. We have a setup, yellow, and the green is for entry. Okay. The next thing that you'll notice is that once we do get an entry, I've got three lines here. This red one is tough to see. We have this red, and this green. The green bar, this green line, I'm sorry, is our new target profit line. One of the questions that this addresses is, as the trade progresses, this yellow line was moving, and it confused a lot of people. It said, where should I get out? Should I get out as the line moves, or should I get out to where it was originally when the trade got entered? And so we have fixed that, and it is based on the entry bar where your target profit was at the point when the trade was entered. And that bar will continue to draw. Now these two bars, these two red lines, are our stop loss levels. Stop loss 1 and stop loss 2. You'll notice that stop loss 1 is set right at the low of the entry bar. Stop loss 2 happens to be 4 pips away from our setup bar. And those are input values, which we will discuss in our input video. But you can change how far away these are from your setup and entry bar. You'll notice that the stop loss 1 and stop loss 2 are also shown on this signal objectives screen. Now, this is a very, very important screen. It shows you everything you need to know about your trade. It shows you your live profit in pips, your live risk to reward, or I'm sorry, reward to risk. P equals profit, L equals risk. Your initial stop loss in pips for the first one, which was 0.6 pips. The second one was 8.6. And these numbers are the reward to risk at the beginning of the trade. So when this trade fired, based on stop loss 1, your reward was 3.2 pips to 1 pip of risk. Your stop loss, if you used your second stop loss, which is actually down here, now you're risking 8.6 pips. And that means you're risking 0.2 pip, you're risking, for every pip you're risking, your profit is 0.2. So it's a terrible risk to reward. In this example, your target profit is only 1.9 pips. This shows your exact entry level, your target level, the level of your first stop, the level of your second stop. So it's showing you everything you need to know about this trade. Now here's what's really neat about the new version. Based on your risk reward, we show you whether or not it's safe to take a trade or not. Now, in this case, it says if you are basing your trade on stop loss number 1, and ignore how tight it is because we know because of slippage and the difference between bid-ask, we probably wouldn't take this trade anyway. But just based on how you set up your risk to reward, it's saying stop loss 1, if you're going to use that, it's got a $1 risk for every 1 point risk to every 3.2 pips of profit. So this is a great trade to take based on that alone. If you're going to base it on the second stop loss, this is not a good trade to take based on your input of your risk to reward parameters. So it paints it red. So basically you can look at this and get color cues as to whether or not a trade is worth entering or not entering. And one of the biggest things as a trader of over 15 years that I wanted to address is people just looking at dots and saying, I'm going to take the trade. You have to take more information than just looking at dots. And this is one of the key components. Understanding your reward to your risk. And understanding that as your trade moves for or against you, your reward to risk also changes. So again, if we start moving towards our profit objective, our reward to risk is going to get worse because we're getting a lot of our profits. So you should be moving your stops when you can so you're locking in profits. And we show that as your trade, your live profit and your live P&L or your live risk to reward will change as you enter a trade. And we'll show some of that in subsequent videos. But again, to review, MBFX System is showing you when we're getting to extreme overbought and oversold scenarios. But you need to wait after a yellow setup bar shows up for a green dot to show up. And that is your indication that an entry can be taken and a reversal is imminent. Problem is it's just not as simple as that. And you should always look at your reward to risk before you take any trades and make sure it's in your favor. Well, next video we'll go over some of the input values and we'll review this in a little bit more detail. Thanks for watching.